What it do, YouTube? It's your boy Mike from NYC. Be back with the reactions. Today we're reacting to Shannon, Sharpe, and Bayless have a heated exchange on live TV over the Kyrie drama. Let's get into it. I've kind of given my opinions about this on the Trey Rags video. If y'all want to see what I had to say, you can go check that out. But we're gonna react to this video. Let's see what's going on. Let's see what the heated exchange is for. Is it really coming from the heart? Like, is it really mean something? This stuff means something to me.
Hey, what's up everybody, it's Charles and welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamers Bro Show, where we cover sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, when we give you guys a fresh just doesn't seem to be ending, right? Every day is something new, every day is something new, something to talk about. This thing happened, that
free Kyrie.
And now,
free my boy Kyrie.
With people like LeBron James kind of chiming into the conversation, is even creating more conversation around this Kyrie Irving thing, and that's exactly what happened yesterday. As you know, every major sports media company out there, a serious one, is talking about this Kyrie Irving situation. It's the thing that's dominating the headlines if you're in sports media and the NBA specifically. And yesterday, on Undisputed, Shannon, Sharpe, and Bayless had a very heated exchange on the matter. Now, quick backstory. Before we actually get into that, Shannon, Sharpe, and have been talking about this Kyrie Irving thing. And Shannon took a very firm position against Kyrie Irving, and he made his feelings pretty clear. But now, after the Brooklyn Nets released the 6 items, the 6 steps that Kyrie Irving would need to go through in order to return to the team, some people started to feel like, okay, wait a minute, this is a little bit excessive. And now you're starting to see some people change their positions, modify where they stand. And Shannon Sharpe was one of them. Now, all of a sudden, he's supporting Kyrie Irving. So, yesterday, on Undisputed, Skip and Shannon's Undisputed, they were talking about it. And, you know, prior to yesterday, Skip and Shannon seemed to be on one accord with this Kyrie Irving situation. But yesterday, something unforeseen happened. Yesterday, Skip and Shannon ended up getting into a pretty serious quarrel where it looked like they drew lines in the sand.
Whoa.
And they weren't going to back off their position. So for those of you who missed the
came to blows?
It was a long segment. It was about a 20-minute segment.
Came to blows?
So what we did was we put together the most important parts that we feel will give this video.
See, this is why he gets paid the big bucks to do stuff like that.
Enough context so when we come back and start talking about it, things will make sense. So what we want to do is we want to play these parts that I think are very important. We want you guys to just kind of be patient with us, watch it, and then we're going to come back and unpack this thing because you don't want to miss my take on this thing. So take a listen to this exchange here, and then we'll come back and react to it.
Let's lock in.
LeBron was right. I believe the punishment went beyond what was necessary. I believe it was excessive. That being said, he would have apologized, came late, he apologized. He would have served his 5-game suspension. So now what? What do you want now? What do you want now? I mean, what is it now? Where do we go from here, Skip? So what you want? You want him to grovel back? You want him to take out a PSA in the New York Times, the Washington Post? What do you want him to do? You want him to take out an ad? Buy a 30-second spot on one of the major networks? Is that what you want? You said you want an apology. He apologized. You wanted him to serve 5-game suspension. He would have served that. So now it would be time to allow Kyrie to come back. I hope Nike revisits this. They Phil Knight said, you know, I think you were probably done, but Skip, after maybe a month or 2 of suspending the relationship, I hope they revisit it. Because I don't believe Kyrie should have lost everything the man worked so hard for because he posted something to his link. He was wrong. I believe he was wrong. The community that was disparaged believes he was wrong. So, but Skip, I believe it's enough now. I believe Kyrie would have paid a severe penalty. I believe it's time for him to come back.
I think that this is what happens when everybody in the media just takes a full stance and saying Kyrie's an idiot, Kyrie's stupid, and they kind of bash Kyrie and they don't really give a full lens of where they believe Kyrie's coming from or give a well-rounded opinion. You know, you can say, well, Kyrie was wrong. You can say it was a senseless thing for Kyrie to do, even though I wouldn't fully agree. But you can say that if you want. You can say this, that. But if it was me, I would also say I don't think Kyrie came from a place of malice intent. I don't think Kyrie believes that, you know, I don't think he's a discriminatory person. I don't think he believes that the Jews are the scum of the earth. I don't think he believes negatively of the Jews. And I think that had that line in the sand would have been made and say, you know what, maybe Kyrie might be a little bit ignorant, in my opinion, or maybe Kyrie's views may be a little bit different from my views, but I don't see Kyrie as a bigot or a hater, a hater of different kinds of people. But I just think that he made a mistake, and, you know, he paid for it, this, that, and the third. But instead, everybody with a platform said Kyrie's this, Kyrie's stupid, Kyrie's an idiot, Kyrie's this, Kyrie's that. Nobody really, if it was me, I would have gave Kyrie a platform to be able to at least speak his mind a little bit more. Yo, Kyrie, I know they bashing you, woo woo, so I just want to give you an opportunity to speak more. I know when you spoke to the media, you were a little bit heated, you were a little bit upset in the moment, understand that, but I do want to give you an opportunity to set this stage for you to clear your name. And whatever your piece is, let it be that. But when you get on here, say what you got to say, and make sure that, you know, you say exactly what you want to say, how you want to convey it, and that way we can better help move this along. Instead, everybody was Kyrie's this and Kyrie's that. Now we kind of want to backpedal. I don't know.
I appreciate everything you just tried to say.
Oh?
But it's offensive to me for many reasons.
Oh!
And I think you are risking insensitivity just as LeBron just risked more insensitivity.
How?
Talk to him, Skip. The link that Kyrie posted, you're suggesting was only insensitive to Jewish people, like other people don't see how that's that insensitive. So the examples you gave aren't remotely close to what the link that Kyrie posted. They're not even remotely. They're not even in the stratosphere.
Let him get off.
What Kyrie posted. And when you post a link like that, you are not only endorsing, you are promoting said link. And I don't want to hear the excuse of he didn't know. He is highly intelligent. He knew. You said yesterday he knew.
Yes.
You said yesterday you doubted the sincerity of his apology. That's what you said yesterday.
An apology is not whether or not it's sincere. You said, I need you to apologize. He apologized. How do you know what's in a man in his or her heart? Do you believe every apology that's ever been rendered was sincere? Because now you're saying he's lying. Or you say, so I need to believe. So every person that apologizes moving forward is a liar. Because based on what you're saying.
I mean, you said he wasn't sincere, so we can only deal with this one this time.
But Skip, it doesn't matter. They didn't say it had to be sincere. They said he needed to apologize.
Okay.
It gets kind of dicey, man. I feel like, yeah, because I do feel, honestly, I didn't look at the link. So Skip must have looked at the link. He must know what's in the link, and it's probably some highly offensive. The way Skip is talking, Skip don't usually get like that. You know what I'm saying? Skip don't usually get like serious. Like when he's like, if he's loud, he's usually saying some bullshit. But Skip right now, he seemed like, you know, it was something that actually affected him. So, you know, that's why I feel like if you are actually Team Kyrie, that it's important to get him on a platform. I guess that's not anybody's responsibility. It's not. It's really not anybody's responsibility. But I think that the best solution moving forward is for Kyrie to get on a platform where he can fully speak and fully say exactly what it is that he wants to say. So people know exactly where he stands and that there's no gray area. I think that would have probably been a little bit better. But I mean, I do understand where Skip's coming from. Kyrie's not stupid. He is highly intelligent, and if he just posted that link, you are endorsing, right? It's like if I post the link to the Bible, like I'm endorsing the Bible. I feel like, right? I mean, only makes sense.
He apologized after he got suspended and after he lost his shoe deal. And you can't tell me it wasn't spurred by the fact that it was hurting his pocketbook.
Yes.
That he was shocked that they actually went to the lengths of suspending him. And then further, that he lost his shoe deal and his next big showcase shoe. My point to you in the big picture, and I know this is a slippery slope, you have to make sure that Kyrie realizes the depth of posting that link to Jewish people, the fear that it caused, not just the hurt, the fear that it causes because of the potential encouragement of hate crimes.
Okay.
So that's why.
Skip do got a point there, man. Skip do got a point. Skip do got a point, in my opinion. Skip do got a point. I mean, he's not wrong. I agree. Let's see. Apologize and condemn the film promoted. Okay, that's fair. Make a $500,000 donation to anti-hate causes. That's not terrible. Complete sensitivity training. That's not bad. That's not bad. Meet with the ADL and Jewish leaders. I mean, that's not bad. Meet with the team owner, Joe Tua, to demonstrate an understanding of I feel like these are all reasonable, and these are all things that can help, mitigate these type of situations moving forward. So not only is it preemptive in saying, okay, let's just say Kyrie apologizes, they heard his pocketbook, like Skip said, he said, all right, I'm sorry, right? Like, whatever, I'm sorry. It does come off as insincere. So we do want to take steps to, just in case, right? Because we don't know for sure what Kyrie feels or what Kyrie thinks. We don't know for sure. So let's say, okay, let's just say, for example, that this is insincere. Let's actually try to talk to Kyrie, and let's actually try to, walk Kyrie through. You get what I'm saying? Like, okay, Kyrie, this is X, Y, Z. This is why this was this. This is why this was that. I don't think that anything they asked of him was unreasonable. I don't think I kind of agree with Skip on this one. I kind of agree with Skip.
Even LeBron's post. I love him for all he does socially, but I don't think he has a real feel for this, or he wouldn't post that. He would just stay away from it.
But Skip, here's the thing. You can believe someone said something wrong and can believe the punishment is excessive. Why do they have to be why they can't be?
To me, this is just me, I think you have to go at least double-digit games of suspension. I believe he stepped completely over the edge here in trying to uphold African-American heritage and culture. It was at the expense of Jewish people and, to a certain extent, Christian people. Not that there's hate crimes that direction, right. But I'm just saying this film and this book also suggests that the whole Bible was a lie, invented by Jewish people and Christian people. Mm-hmm. Okay, so it's so heinous to me, the potential for this, that you have to send a message to not only the other NBA players, but you have to send a message to everyone in this country. This will not be accepted anymore because it's way too dangerous.
Well, let me tell you why some of the black people are rallying behind Kyrie and Kanye. It says that because when blacks have a misstep, it seems like we suffer the harshest penalties. It seems like other groups offend blacks, and they never suffer the penalty that Kyrie and Kanye have suffered. I remember when Bob McNair said what he said. What did they do? They went and trotted out one of the most prominent black coaches in the circle. And nobody said, well, when he said the Bob McNair that I know, that's not in his heart. No.
I do get what Shannon is saying, and I do feel it's very similar to the conversation that I was having with my brother about Will Smith slapping Chris Rock. And basically, to sum up the conversation, I was trying to get him to understand the appeal, or what I felt the appeal was, of black women siding with him. As well, Chris Rock can eat that because we've been suffering for X, Y, Z, and when it's us, nobody says something, so somebody finally stood up, so eat up, right? And it's like, okay, this is the way I think about it. If a white man kills someone and gets away with it, and a black man kills someone, are you advocating for them to get away with it? That's an extreme example. But my point is, if somebody does something wrong and gets away with it, that doesn't mean that a black person should be able to do something wrong and get away with it. That just means that the person that got done wrong by the white person got injustice, not the black person that did wrong. Right? So if a white person walks up to you and slaps you in the face, and I walk up to somebody else and slap them in the face, but they don't get punished, but I get punished, who got done dirty? Not me. I deserve to get punished. I don't think what the NBA has required of Kyrie is unnecessary. Maybe the 500,000 is the only thing that you can say, oh, that's a little excessive. But other than that, nothing they've asked of him has been unnecessary. I think actually, not only is it a good thing, but it prevents situations like this from happening again with Kyrie. And so just because a black person did something and got punished and a white person did something and didn't get punished, that doesn't mean that the black person got injustice. Whoever was attacked or whoever got done wrong by the white person, that person got injustice, not the black person who did wrong. Black people, I think it's like I get where we coming from, because it's like, yo, like, you gotta keep that. I get it though. I get it. It's like, yo, I don't really care what the rules is. Just keep the same rules. If we stacking, we stacking, bro. I was playing Uno the other week. Now this is much less serious, but you know what I'm saying, it rolls. I was playing Uno not the other week, but like a couple months ago. So I'm like, yo, what's the rules? Cause niggas love to cheat in Uno. What's the rules? Are we stacking or we not stacking? I was like, oh, we stacking. I was like, we stacking everything. Oh, we stacking. We stacking. I'm like, oh, we stacking. So bet I get in, right? I'm stacking colors, numbers. She like, whoa, you stacking colors? I'm like, you feel me? Then she like, I bet we only stacking numbers. Then she switched it up mid-game. She like, oh, now we not stacking no more. I'm like, how you switching mid-game? She's like, yeah, you can switch mid-game. That's what they doing. They switch it mid-game. So I get the frustration, but I do get it though. Cause it's like, I do get it. I guess, yeah, cause it does make sense. Cause it's like, it's more important than anything else that we keep the same energy. So it's like, if this is what you guys deem as not okay, it's more important to me that every time that's done, that's deemed not okay, or every time that's done, that's deemed okay. That's more important to me, the consistency of how we play and what the rules are, than saying, oh, well, we need to increase that punishment. You get what I'm saying? Because it's like, the law is tricky anyway, right? And things that happen is kind of tricky anyway. I understand that. It's like, okay, well, you know, and this is not really a lawful thing. Nothing illegal happened. You know what I mean? Maybe a play on immoral, but nothing illegal happened. So it's like, okay, if we gonna say shoplifting is 5 to 10, shoplifting need to be 5 to 10. I'm not really, I get it. It's like, you're not really as worried about shoplifting being 50 years. Like, I don't care what shoplifting is. Keep it the same. If it's 5 to 10, keep it 5 to 10. If killing somebody is 25 to life, 25 to life. Don't give him 25 to life and then give him 5 to 10. I don't really care what it is. Y'all, whatever y'all deem the rule is for that specific crime, cool. I'm not tripping on that. I don't really care. Just keep the same energy. You, me, black, white, short, tall, keep the same energy. So I do get it though. I do get it. And it's like, it's one of those things where it's like, even as a black person, it's like, you do kind of feel like you do want to, it's almost like, it's like when your son or somebody you know, like your family do something wrong, but somebody else do something wrong, like you want to have their back, but it's like once y'all get back to the crib, it's like, yo, you can't be doing this, you can't be doing that. You get what I'm saying? So it's tricky.
I said, hey, Tony, he gonna speak like that in front of you, like you just said about Kyrie to Adam Silver. Okay. You see, it seems to us, and it seems to me, that
on McNair, what are we talking about? What he said, the inmates run the prison or something like that?
Yeah, and it's the asylum. But anyway, he said
asylum.
asylum.
Yeah, okay, all right, that's what it was, yeah.
But Skip, here's the thing. It seems like to us, a lot of us, not all, some of us, a large portion of us, is that black are bound by shackles. We're held more accountable for our actions and our words, where our counterparts with cobwebs, they're easily brushed aside. Shannon, he apologized. He or she said they were sorry. Why can't we get the same benefit of the doubt? Kyrie was wrong.
That's true, man. He's not wrong. He's not wrong. I feel it. I feel it, man. And it's like both things can be true. I get it. It's a very nuanced, to me at least, it's a very nuanced situation.
I believe Kyrie was wrong, but I also can believe the punishment was excessive.
And that is the point I believe that Shannon Sharpe was arguing, which was, okay, you fined him. He's been humiliated publicly. He lost his deal with Nike, at least for now, right? He's lost money, right? So what's this thing? What else do you need? And it's
So I just wanted to give a better example because I don't feel like I gave a great example as I'm editing this back right now. So when he said basically, because Kyrie lost money and he lost his deals, that should be enough punishment for XYZ. And, you know, whatever the situation is, that should be enough punishment, right? So that would be like me punching somebody in the face and me breaking my hand and then me going to court and the judge saying, well, I could charge him for assault, but he already broke his hand. So I think I won't punish him for that. The consequence and the consequence and punishment are two completely different things. Just because you get faced with a consequence doesn't mean that you don't have to face the punishment. The consequence was him losing money in brand dues because his likeness and his image, right, which is connected to his endorsements, have went down. But him being punished by the league is two separate things. Just because you face a consequence doesn't mean that you don't need to get punished. If I cheat on my wife and I catch an STD, that is a consequence. A punishment would be my wife leaving me. That is something that did not have to come from what I did, but it caused it. Versus a consequence is something like that literally only, like, it's literally cause and effect. That literally directly happened only because of the action you took. Where my wife leaving me, that's like collateral damage. That's like okay, that's your punishment. You know, I guess the other example I used was a better example. So just because consequences have, just because actions have consequences doesn't mean you don't have to face further punishment for your action. If I do something wrong, I lose my job, the judge is not going to say, well, we don't got to give him 5 to 10 just because he lost his job already. Give him a break. He lost his job. We don't need to give him 5 to 10. It's not how that works.
No, he needs to be taught a lesson. And I think that he needs an additional 5 games, right, to really send the message. And Shannon's point was, whenever blacks do something, whenever punishment comes down, it comes down with a heavy hand. A very, very, very heavy hand. Whereas when it's in the reverse, they tell him, oh, no, it's fine, man. He didn't mean what he said. It was an apology. Just go home and lick your wounds. It's okay.
Go home and lick your wounds.
To that point, Shannon Sharpe made an absolute point. Now, if you don't think that is true, then you're living on the moon. You're living on the moon. Okay? If you live in the world and you're looking at it with an honest lens and not sitting there lying to yourself, you understand that these things exist. They just do. Whether you like it or not is irrelevant. It exists. So the point that Shannon made was 100% on point. He's like, they don't get that same grace, right? It's like, no, it's always a heavy hand, and I understand that point he's trying to make. Now, Skip is saying, no, you know, the punishment should be even more excessive. And to Skip and others that feel that way, the question is why? Why do you feel like what's already transpired is not enough? Right? Why do you feel like what's already transpired is not enough. And that's what you're going to...
I feel like it's preventative, in my opinion. Like, if you find Kyrie and you suspend him a couple games, I don't really feel that that's preventative. The Nike thing, to me, that has nothing to do with the Brooklyn Nets. The Brooklyn Nets didn't call Nike and say, yo, cut his deal, as far as I know. But him losing money, I mean, it's like, you know, I think it's like, just because Kyrie lost a lot of money, that doesn't mean the NBA should say, oh, well, you know, Kyrie lost a lot of money, we don't have to do any further consequence, he learned his lesson. Like, that's not genuine. You know, you learn that this action caused a negative reaction, but that doesn't really change how you view things, right? Just because we banned, what's his name? What's that dude's name that was on the owner of the Clippers? Just because we punish people about being openly racist, that just teaches them not to be openly racist, right? That doesn't teach them, okay, like, why, maybe you need to go to therapy, why are you racist, like, or like get inside their mind and actually try to like talk to them and figure out why they think that the way that they think and actually educate them, right? All that does for Kyrie is say, okay, maybe I shouldn't make my view. Let's just say, for example, that he did agree with everything that he put in the link. That would just show Kyrie, oh, okay, I probably shouldn't go public with this. Probably should just keep it to myself. Probably should just be quiet. That's all that teaches him. It doesn't really show him like, okay, Kyrie, this is the magnitude of what you could have potentially caused. This is the ripple effect of what you could have actually done. This is all the later on results of the things that you could have or are causing, and this is why we think it's bad. Not you don't really learn what you did, why what you did was wrong. You just learn what you did was wrong. So I don't, you know, I think that that's why those extra measures are more necessary outside of the 500K. I feel like two things can be true. I feel like the punishment that Kyrie has gotten, and I don't think Kyrie, like, the Nike thing and the endorsements is not really like a punishment. It's just kind of like, okay, you did something that damages your image. We don't want to affiliate with you anymore. Like, right? I don't think it's a right or wrong thing. I don't think it's a discriminatory thing. I just think like, yo, you've kind of damaged your reputation. You know what I mean? It comes when you do things like that, it comes with the territory. I don't think that that's something that we're like, oh, you know, that's it further punishing Kyrie. But I feel like I've said pretty much all that I wanted to say. I'm trying to think, is there anything else that I want to say? I mean, two things can both be true. One, Kyrie and the punishment that they've given Kyrie can be fair. And two, they can be wrong for not keeping the same energy. Both things can be true. Just because one is true, that doesn't mean the other thing is not true. I do agree that they do have to keep the same energy when it comes to all punishments, like I said earlier in the video. But I also feel that if you're looking at this case separately and individually, you know, I think that the punishment is fair. I think maybe the suspension is not. Maybe the extra 5 games of suspension, if they did give him another 5 games, is probably a little bit too much. But all the things they asked him to do with the 6 requirements of the NBA, I don't think that that's too far, honestly. But let me know what you think. Definitely like, comment, share, and subscribe if you like these type of videos, and I will see you when I see you. Peace.